Hello, everyone, and welcome to Level Up English, the podcast where we help you improve your English skills step by step. I'm your host, Ashwani, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're talking about a very important skill in English: how to agree and disagree politely. This is especially useful in conversations at work, with friends, or even in debates. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to express your opinions with confidence and respect. So let's get started. Let's begin with some phrases for agreeing politely. These are useful when you want to show that you agree with someone's opinion. First, I completely agree. Example, I completely agree with you. That's a great idea. Second, that's a good point. Example, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way. Third, absolutely. Example, absolutely. We should focus on this project first. Now, what about disagreeing politely? Here are a few phrases you can use when you don't agree, but you want to sound respectful. First, I see your point, but. Example, I see your point, but I think we should consider other options. Second, I'm not so sure about that. Example, I'm not so sure about that. Could you explain your idea more? Third, I have a different perspective. Example, I have a different perspective. Let's look at the data again. Remember, tone is very important. Even the most polite words can sound rude if your tone is too harsh. Try to stay calm and positive. Now it's your turn to practice. I'll say a sentence, and you respond using one of the phrases we just learned. First, example, I think we should cancel the meeting tomorrow. You could say, I see your point, but maybe we can reschedule instead. Second, example, this is the best solution for our problem. You might say, that's a good point. Let's discuss it further. Great job. Keep practicing these phrases during your week. That's all for today's episode of Level Up English. Let's quickly recap. To agree politely, you can say, I completely agree, or that's a good point. To disagree politely, you can say, I see your point, but, or I have a different perspective. Your challenge this week is to use at least 2 of these phrases in a real conversation. Practice makes perfect. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep leveling up your English.